the Geek to
I
Geek.
think of the title and it's like phasmophobia. That's obviously fear of ghosts, but like, well, other than Ghostbusters, who's not afraid of ghosts? Uh, like I guess the opposite would be phasmophilia, but that would just be like the young adult section of any bookstore.
You're right.
You're listening to Mating Habits of the Modern Geek, advice on love and dating within your own species. Are you having trouble finding that perfect geeky match? Do you need dating tips or relationship advice? If the answer is yes, you've come to the right place. I'm your host, Kelly Hightower, and in this podcast, we'll discuss the issues, answer your questions, and give you the skills you need to help you become better at dating.
Hello, and welcome to episode 120 of Mating Habits of the Modern Geek. I'm your host, Kelly Hightower, and this is a special video episode that's going to go out to everyone, not just the Patreon members, even though they will get it first and sooner. And to join me with this on this special episode, we've got Sean Ryan. What's up, Sean Ryan?
Hey, I'm back. I'm still in Alpha Counter Mobile Unit 1. I managed to drive all the way out to Thailand, but then Kelly sent out the signal that she needed my help, and I
Yep.
realized I forgot my headphones, so I had to drive all the way back. If for anyone else, it would be you, Kelly.
Thank you. Yeah, I threw up the Sean signal, which strangely enough is a sandwich.
Here's something.
It's a sandwich outline. So, do you remember when we did that panel and you'd made that analogy about, saying which will come up later in the show about going to go get a sandwich, and William actually photoshopped a sandwich into the photos from the panel.
I'm talking with my hands.
Right.
May
And
as
it was
well
like
have a sandwich in it.
it was great. Memories. So,
Man, we were just like holding court at cons, man.
I know. Remember conventions back in the day? God.
We'll have them again.
What?
Now
Soon.
the Mating Habits is bouncing back. We'll have them again.
That's right. I'm single-handedly ending the pandemic, so you're welcome. Because I'm tired. I'm ready to go back out. I'm ready to go out and do stuff.
Don't answer that.
So I cannot believe this is the 120th episode. That's a lot of episodes, Sean.
Only took 10 years.
I mean, yeah, it's been 9 years. We took a couple years off there. How many episodes did Alpha Counter have?
Oh, it was probably about 130 something for. It was either Alpha Counter or Method to Madness. I think for Alpha Counter we just barely made it to 100.
Okay.
Method to Madness, no, it was probably more than that, because for a while we were kind of aping how Fast Karate for a Gentleman did it, of doing 2 a week. But then, of course, much like them, we couldn't catch up, and then also much like them, we started families and just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I think, Alpha Counter probably was like 130 something. Maybe Method to Madness was 200 something.
Wow.
I'm sure I could look it up.
Well, I goals. Hopefully, I will be able to get up get up to that lofty number. In this episode, we're just going to go over some basic dating trends that are happening in the first quarter of 2021. There's some new things that I did not know, that I don't know the words for and didn't know were happening. So that's something that'll be interesting. But yeah, mostly I just wanted to get on here and talk to you about the stuff that you got going on. First of all, before we even get into that, I have to say this. I don't have to. It's a joy and a delight to say. Mating Habits of the Modern Geek is a proud member of the Geek to Geek Network Media Network, and go check out their site and all their other good shows. Joe Hogan and his shows are on there. The GURPS campaign I play in's on there. There's going to be some new video stuff that's coming out that we will hopefully be launching soon. We're going to do a practice run this upcoming week, so we'll see how it goes.
That shall be a hoot.
Yeah, so hopefully all that will be going on. And if you're watching this and you want to watch other videos, get in on the Discord, which Sean is not participating in, and I'm irritated at.
I've been busy, as we'll get into soon enough.
Look.
Yeah.
We're all busy, and we're all on the Discord sharing memes and good ideas. If you want to be a member of the Patreon, there's several different levels. The lowest is $3. The highest is as high as you'd like to go. But that's at patreon.com/matinghabits. So, if you got a couple extra bucks floating around, float them my way. So, but Sean, let's get into the haps. What's been going on? You've got a lot going on in your life.
I have had the most amazing past couple weeks. So I've been working with this one company for a while, almost 2 years. But in over the holiday season, got a new management. She done me dirty, and I had to bail. So thankfully, I was able to jump out of a burning plane and land into a pillow factory, and I got this sweet new gig. How do I have to word this very specifically because everyone always asks the same thing. I now work at a North Carolina-based video game company, not that one.
You're living the dream. You're living one of the two dreams.
I don't want to I'm still in the I don't want to jinx things phase.
No.
And I'm not too worried about NDAs too much, but I will say that the name of the company rhymes with unlimited fun.
Yeah, so people should be able to figure that out.
And it's like I've started a whole new life, and it feels amazing.
So is it super cool? Is it like one of those places where there's like beanbags everywhere and everybody's awesome and they're all into the same shit that you're into?
Pretty much rooms filled with action figures, and I don't know, a very small group. Everyone's kind of a kindred spirit. I think I'm the only. I'm sorry. I think I'm the oldest person there. I don't know
Wow.
if anyone else there is in their 40s, maybe,
You're
but the
old
majority
guy.
of them are like in their 30s and 20s and whatnot. But
Right.
it's fine. I've been putting my age and experience to good use. It's a perfect fit because I'm very familiar with a lot of the retro stuff that they do because I was there when it first happened.
Uh-huh.
Um, but also I've had like 15 some years working in small companies and warehouse environments, and I've been able to lend a lot of that to their operations. I've been very proud, very happy, and I've felt very welcome so far.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad when you sent me that, I was like, damn, that's cool. That's like, I'm glad that you're getting some good rewards for your hard efforts.
Yes, yes. Let's just see how long this ride lasts.
Well, I mean, for all of
I mean,
us, you
even
know what I'm saying?
of course, fingers crossed. We just I'm survive. I'm a little surprised that smaller companies like this survive something like a pandemic,
Mhm.
and people are thriving. But like as 2020 has shown, anything can happen. You never know what the future is gonna bring. So I'm gonna knock on all the wood that I see, and just I don't know how long this is gonna last, but I'm gonna enjoy the ride while I'm on it.
Look, we are traveling through the galaxy at a rapid rate, spinning on a rock. I mean, it's all gravy from here on out.
Right. Our inevitable return to space dust until the hate of the universe.
It's right. I mean, I'm just happy to be alive. Just
Oh
happy to
yeah.
be. I'm happy to be vaccinated, and my air conditioner works. I'm good. Well, that's awesome. Is there? I know I printed out our show notes, but you're there notesless. Is there anything else that big news wise going on?
Not big news. I just kind of have my own my private notes, so you'll see me look down every now and then. Just things I've been up to. Not really watching a lot of shows and movies still, but I've been keeping up with those Marvel shows on Disney Plus. WandaVision I really enjoyed,
Hmm.
although I always tell people it's like you could probably skip the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It was a slow burn, but it was worth it. I felt it was a really good character study of all the characters involved, and got a little bit heady there, which I enjoy. But I love how they kind of space these projects out because you got that. We've been a while with out some Marvel stuff, so they gave us something with a lot of meat on its bones, and then right after that, like okay, now that we're done, go right into action figures, just
Right. Right. Right.
and through helicopters, and like I don't give a fuck what the plot is. I just see people just flying around doing superhero shit
I
and
say
banging
don't
up against other people.
don't tell me about the episode that came out yesterday because I haven't watched it yet, and I got to do a review on it tomorrow. So
That's fine. I'm behind by about 2 episodes
okay,
anyway.
good. Okay, see,
Winter
don't
Soldier,
spoil it.
no, no problem. But just after like the all like I said, the meatiness of WandaVision, this is just something quick and easy that's like I can just go right into, and
Yeah.
whatever I tackle into next, that all right, just ebb and flow emotionally.
Yeah, no, I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying reviewing it because it's not when I when I reviewed WandaVision, I came into it on episode 4, having being almost like I did a poll on the Discord to see what people wanted me to review because I didn't like it the first 3 episodes. I was like, this is crap.
You're not alone, like me either, really.
Yeah, I mean, I know one person who did. He got very angry at me because I didn't. But yeah, so Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was just like, this is amazing. This is good.
This show does not ask that much of me, and I don't have that much left to give.
Great. I can just watch this and enjoy. This is awesome. This is good. There's lots of kicking and flying. It's what I need right now.
Just something simple.
Yeah, no, and especially I may have mentioned this last episode, but as we're recording this, I just had my first murder trial, and
Kelly had to lawyer up.
I was like, listen, I didn't do
What's
it.
your last table, Kelly? Didn't crush the dog.
Your Honor, I'm not guilty. But no, like, so this is like the first, I've been at this job for over a year, but this is my first murder trial because we're trying to get back into, the more people get vaccinated, the more we can open up a little bit and trying to get back into doing trials. Because
Right.
in one specific county, we got a lot of murder trials backed up, a lot of killing. So allegedly.
Allegedly.
So yesterday was my first time sitting in a courtroom with everybody else just waiting for the jury to come back, and they didn't come back. So I mean, like, we know where they are, like they didn't go missing.
Oh,
But
say where to go.
they just disappeared. They should fuck it.
Applebee's.
They escaped. They went to Ruby Tuesdays. Um no, so I have to go back on Monday. We had to and to get to actually be part of the huge court shuffle of the court that was supposed to happen in that room on Monday now has to happen in another room, and they have to get another court reporter, and they have to bring in additional DAs and all kinds of stuff to cover it because we have to sit in the room and wait for that jury to come back. And I don't know what the rules are. They keep asking
Like
questions.
lights are line.
Right. It's just like,
Jesus Christ.
God, it's a lot of just like, and it's a big deal. I mean, like, I probably shouldn't, if I was on trial for murder, I'd want them to take their time and try to find me not guilty. Even though I probably did it. But I mean, like,
Shit. In order, man. It's like the same 5 people solve the murder within like a week, right? That's
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah, the trial only lasted about 4 days, but the people have been waiting to go on trial for about 4 years.
Oh,
So that's how long cases take, people. If we had not had a pandemic, it would have taken 3 years to get them from these are the people we think did it to here they're on trial for it.
yeah. It's not like
Sure.
Phoenix Wright.
No, and excuse me, I keep having to drink coffee because I had this trial, I had to talk the whole time, and so my voice is not at 100%. My voice is a little bit wavery, and so I have to keep it moist. Anyway.
Yeah. Keep it moist.
Keep it moist. So, but yeah, so that's been what's been taking up all of my time. I put out 5 pieces of podcastery past Sunday, knowing this murder trial was coming up. And I mean, so I just spent Sunday night just like editing, like uploading. And so now I'm glad I did because I would have had no time to do it because I get home in the afternoons and I'm tired. And
I was gonna say, now you can take it easy.
Well, now, I'll have because we're recording this the week before it'll go out, so I'll have a week to work on this and get this edited and get the video working right and all that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what the rules are. What if they never make a decision? Do we just never?
You just go home.
I mean,
Everybody just goes home.
we just have to live. I would know we should stay there. We just have to live it. Like I mean, I know that there's, you can have a hung jury, wink, wink, nod, nod, but. I said to somebody,
Can't be made like the 3-legged sack race begins on Tuesday.
like, I don't
And
know.
whoever crosses the finish line first didn't do it.
I guess at some point the judge will step in and be like, so what's happening? But it's so the rules are so strict and you can't talk to jurors. And we've had to like, there was a juror commented on they walked past them and said, oh, I like your backpack. We had to have a big old kerfuffle about it. Like, you can't speak to anybody, you're a juror, you can't talk to people, they can't talk to you. Like, so I'm riding up in the courthouse in the elevator, just hitting the buttons as hard as I can so that no juror will get on the elevator with me. So I don't have to be like,
God, if they did, like,
get out.
never mind speaking, I'd be afraid to fart. Like, they say like the law is what the judge had for breakfast. I mean, it's also who farted in the elevator.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been pretty interesting. But yeah, so I'm exhausted, but it was still a good time, and I enjoyed it. So I'm like, oh, I could do this for the next 20 years, no problem. This or
Okay.
next 25 years. Like this is fine. It's not a big deal.
Well, you got it in you.
Yeah. So
Fucking
so yeah,
hand murder
yeah,
daily.
yeah. Like this I mean, it's
Yeah.
not me. I didn't get killed. I don't know any of these people. Um it's but yeah, I mean it's intense, but it's really interesting to have like ballistics and weapons and like the experts come in and like medical examiners. I'm like, this is like it is on TV. I feel like such a rube. Um
I know you're supposed to mute your phones or leave the phones outside the courtroom, but I hope someone has the ringtone set to the Law and Order dun dun. So like every so often, like that'll just like imagine if you got perfectly timed call or text
yeah.
when somebody's like dun dun.
We have had it. So here are the rules. In this state, you are not if unless you work there. I mean, I can bring you're not allowed to bring food, drinks, phones, nothing. I come in there with like 2 water bottles, my phone in my ear. Like I work there. I can do what I want. But but I definitely everything has to be on silent. And a lot of times the sheriff, the bailiffs, a lot of times the bailiffs like they'll forget and suddenly you'll hear like the cricket, like cricket, 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 and like the judge is looking around like whose phone is that? And the bailiffs are like, oh shit, it's mine, sorry, your honor. But they had to stop letting people bring cell phones in because gang members were coming in and taking photos of people who were snitching,
Oh, witnesses, yeah.
witnesses, and then sending them to people outside to pop them when they got in the parking lot.
Yep.
So we got to protect these people because they're doing the Lord's work and putting their lives on the line to testify. So
I want to see more shit.
yeah, well, so yeah, so that's been pretty exciting. I also am gonna start playing Phasmophobia. Have you heard about this game?
I'm probably mixing up with like an old PC game.
It's a lot like Phantasmagoria.
Yeah.
I love
That-
that game. Do you remember those years? That was like
The 90s.
yeah, like that was mid 90s. No, well, now I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to look at it. Phasmophobia. It's a Steam game. It's real rickety, but you can play it with your friends. And it's like a ghost hunter. You go in and you have like a list of places you're supposed to set up cameras, and so it's like dark, and you go in, you set up the cameras, and it's a spooky jump scare game. And so I can't wait to play that with some of the geeky.
I think of the title and it's like Phasmophobia. That's obviously fear of ghosts, but like, well, other than Ghostbusters, who's not afraid of ghosts? Like I guess the opposite would be Phasmophilia, but that would just be like the young adult section of any bookstore.
You're right.
Yeah.
Also, don't turn around. And I know these 2 lights that are behind you are from your solar
The house?
lights. They look like eyes behind you.
Yeah. So we kill these things. Is that better?
No, it's fine. I mean, I think you should keep the eyes there. I think you creep somebody out. But no, what's funny is that you've got 2 little solar lights in the yard.
Okay, on. Oh, those, yes.
Yeah. No, put
In the cover.
yeah. No, do the lights again. The lighting was good. You can still see the solar. There you go.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was the first time I saw it, I was like,
Listeners, if you would like to see my solar lights on my front lawn, you can pay for the Patreon.
exactly. Although no, this video is going out to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can still pay to the Patreon.
Well, you can still pay to the Patreon. But no, people have been requesting you. People like you.
I know. I can feel it. There's a sense, like there's a tingle in my ear. Whenever you hear your notifications go off for a fan email, it goes off in my ear too.
Yep. They're always for me, but then I think they're really for you. And they're just like, hey. So like they pay a little toll to me. They pay a little dollar here or there to like, flatter me a little bit and be like, wonder what Sean Ryan would think about it. I'm like, what?
Now, this is not 2011. I mean, like you, at least you still have a viable.com. I'm sitting here in my fucking car.
They
I
still
don't
wanna-
have a real microphone.
Well, I'm telling you, when
Someday.
we're getting the band back together. Damn it.
Yeah. In the meantime, I've said this 1,000 times. My daughter has been my creative outlets because I'm essentially building a person.
Hmm.
Uh, that kind of does dovetail a bit into the other things I've been doing. Other than watching the shows, a lot of what I've been doing is playing. I've been playing a lot of video games lately. Strangely enough, none of them really for myself. Like I haven't really played a single player game in maybe 4 or 5 months.
Hmm.
I probably mentioned this last time I was on the podcast. I've almost exclusively been playing games co-op with my 4-year-old.
Right.
We've been getting into some interesting ones. I don't remember where we were last time I was on here, but over last summer, the kid fell hard into Pokemon. She loved the characters, the cartoons, just the concepts. I got her a book with just like the listing of all of them, and she's like memorizing all their names and shit. And it came around time. I gotta think, since we got the Switch for Christmas, I thought, do do I buy a game for her? Because I was worried that, I mean, she's in preschool, she's a smart kid, but even the most like downgrade games are there's some level of reading involved.
Right.
So I bounced it back and forth with my wife, and I went ahead and got the Let's Go Pokemon games. I got the
Hmm.
Eevee one for her. And here's the ironic twist to that situation. One, she took to it like a duck like water. She has since just devoured the entire game. She's beaten it because the whole like the Let's Go ones are essentially modern day remakes of like the first gen, like Red and Blue from back
Right.
in the day. It's just updated
Right.
graphics, but the fundamentals are still the same.
Right.
Um, she got I never beat that one. I had Blue, but I never beat it. She beat all of the Elite Four, beat the champion, caught all legendaries. She is just dominating this game. And my original concern about her reading was um, through playing this game, she's actually learned how to read. Like
Right.
she'll see a word like, oh, that's a hyper potion. She'll know the word for hyper potion and recognize the letter and the wording for it. So it's actually helped her learn to read.
Yeah.
Whereas I was afraid, it's like, is this not going to stick because she can't? Is it going to be a barrier? No, it was like that was the gateway for her education.
Yeah.
And that was grand. It was amazing.
Words are words. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it doesn't matter where you learn them.
you're engaged with it of
Yeah.
what's on screen, then yeah, I thought, okay, good. Now I'm having to think of, okay, now that she's just destroyed this one, what's the next step? Because Pokemon Snap is just around the corner, and
Hmm.
she's excited about that. But that's the kind of thing I'll probably I would throw down for like $60. She'll play for a weekend before kind of getting tired of taking all the pictures and all the stuff for that game. So now I'm having to consider, do I make the jump to get either Sword or Shield for her, or do I see if I can find something else to occupy her until the remakes for I think Diamond and Pearl come out at the end of the year?
Well, I mean, I would say get all of them, but that's me.
Well, gotta catch them all, Kelly.
I mean, you gotta. I mean, why not?
Yeah. I'm probably going to lean towards getting Sword or Shield because I know she's talking about Snap, but I think she's going to get more out of Sword or Shield.
Yeah.
She'll probably dominate that by the time like the remakes come out for Diamond or Pearl.
Now, I don't have a Switch, so are these all downloaded or are these cartridge games?
I get cartridges typically.
Okay, so
I
you
mean,
can
that's
get those used, right?
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Go to a
So that's not
GameStop.
a problem. Oh yeah, GameStops.
Yes. Remember,
Have
remember
you bought
shopping?
stock?
Yeah. No. Um, I have money. I don't have stock money.
But in the meantime, we've just been playing just different oddball games that are co-op. There's plenty of like the Mario ones. She loves Bowser's Fury. That's
Hmm.
a fun one. There's one that's on Switch, but I think it's also on PC called Heave Ho. It's like a little indie game that you got to look for like YouTube videos for it. It's like you play a little potato with these arms, and you control like each arm to grab onto surfaces, and you have to make it from one side of the screen to wherever the goal is. And there's like an obstacle course.
How
Sometimes the
cute.
platform's visible, and with multiplayer, you can grab each other and like fling each other around. And the way the physics are done, it's just hilarious when you think you swung yourself just enough to get to where you need to go and just fall short and fall to your exploding bloody death. That it makes for some great comedy.
That's
That's
adorable.
the only problem is that the way you play mostly with the shoulder buttons because each shoulder button is your hands.
Yeah.
You use the thumbstick to like the direction of your hands. It's like, I'm gonna get carpal tunnel syndrome with this thing. The kid can do it, but ever when she plays with me and or my mom, it's like we can only go like for so long, but it's like
Right. Your hands start cramping.
it's it's slug, but it's a huge amount of fun for such a small little game.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I know you texted me a picture for earlier. She's growing like a weed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All y'all's babies are getting old.
Well, it doesn't help that like I have a large child anyway. Like she towers over other like 5-year-olds
Right.
and 6-year-olds even.
Yeah. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope. I thought you might relate, perhaps somehow guide her in a way,
Yeah.
but
Well,
not too
hey,
much.
look, I'm telling you, it sucks in middle school, but everything sucks in middle school. No
Well,
matter if
yeah.
you're tall, if you're short, if you're fat, if you're skinny, it doesn't matter. Middle school sucks for everybody. But once you get into where you're an adult, being tall is a fantastic benefit.
Right. You're either
Yeah,
helping people out reaching for shit or people get in your face, like just you looking down going,
yeah, people don't get in your face. That doesn't happen to you. It didn't happen
no.
to me. And it
Yeah.
better not start because now I'm older and meaner.
Right.
And now I know how murder trials work. So I know how to get away with it. Oh my gosh. Well, so I kind of even want to go into the topic. I want to talk about more stuff. Do we have more stuff to
Okay.
talk about? Well, let's talk about, so we asked for emails and stuff.
Right.
And uh it's funny, in my other show, we do emails at the end, and the emails are 100% real, just like the show. Um, but in this one, these
Written
emails
by
are,
real people with real
but,
problems.
well, they are written by real people.
With
Um,
real problems.
I mean, one of the problems being we got to make up emails, but that show's fake anyway. This show's real. Um, this, I got so okay. Let me explain something to people. Specifically, one person who's in New Zealand. I have the moderngeekcast@gmail.com, which is the email that you can mail us at. And I used to have it set up to forward to my personal email. And then that broke for some reason. And so I didn't get anything and I didn't check it. And so I went back and someone
How much
had
spam was in there?
do I?
How much spam was in there?
Not actually that much because I only ever used the that Gmail account to sign up for things like sound bite, like like stuff for the show. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of there's Podbean is giving me a run for my money. They're trying to get me to join Podbean.
Yeah.
Um
That never quits.
right, like there's that kind of stuff. Um but no, this email came through March 27th and I didn't get it until
2017.
2017. It was this year, but I didn't get it in time. So, but I forwarded it to you, Sean, because they mentioned you, and
Yeah.
yeah, and like I said before, I feel like every email that I get from a listener is basically just telling me to tell you. So-
P.S. Also have Sean Ryan on more.
yes, well that was it said also have Sean Ryan on more. But I'm not gonna read the full email because I feel like that it's from a very nice young man named Connor from New Zealand. I just tell you how happy I am that someone in New Zealand is listening to the show. And
On
I
the
said
opposite side of the planet. That's astounding.
it's astounding, and I think
Heard.
New Zealand is like a fairyland to me. Like it's a wonderful place where they beat
There's
COVID.
hobbits and shit.
There's hobbits and shit there, but they beat COVID and they don't have the gun violence we do because they fucking fixed it. And granted,
Yeah.
they have 1/1000th of the amount of population that we have, but
Yeah.
they also have Tongan people and Maori people, which I think are the most beautiful people in the world, and I would like to marry someone of that ilk. Just gorgeous people there, and I will go to New Zealand one day. But anyway, I'll read. Okay, so I'll read some of it. It says, and I hope we got permission. Did we get permission from him to read this?
I sent it out, but did not get a response. But I think maybe if you just give a gist of the question, maybe we'll skip by.
Okay.
It's a question that I think it's probably the
pretty-
first question we probably ever answered because it's the biggest question about dating in general.
Right.
It's the biggest hurdle that anyone ever has to surmount is this one.
Right. So, like I said, this is from Connor, and he met a girl at his local open mic night, and he had to rub it in that they're allowed to have open mic nights in New Zealand now. Whatever,
Thanks.
Connor. I mean, good on you. It's fine. We'll have
Yeah.
him again. And so he introduced himself and he complimented her on her eyelashes, and she smiled and thanked him. So good so far. I mean, he introduced himself, and they had a little talk, and he thought it was going well. And so she asked for his Instagram, and they started talking, and they've been back and forth on Instagram for a couple weeks. And so his question was, should I ask her out now or wait to another time? And so I forwarded this to you because he also puts on there, also have Sean Ryan on more. So I figured you're part of this. It's like, well, let me
Just
bring your
CC.
dad into this. so, so, yeah. So, I mean, the question is, I mean, the answer is yes. Yes, you should. You always should.
Right. Because
Um,
that's the question I think it has the most weight when it comes to dating. Of you find something you're interested in, how do I make that big step of trying to make it romantic, or at least how do I date someone? How do I ask someone out? That is the question. Because up until that point, you could be friends or acquaintances, and everything's kind of cool as it is.
mhm,
But if you have some ambition or some feelings and you want to take it to the next level, then yeah, how do you make that step? And I responded to him directly also, but I
yes.
give the advice that I give every single time. It's kind of unchanged, although I've thought of an addition
Oh,
that I could, because that's one of the benefits of doing this podcast for so long, is that we can revisit old questions, old topics with new shit that we've learned.
right.
So the way that I always posted, one while holding a sandwich, is that never ever ask someone out on a date. Like, don't ever ask, "Hey, would you like to go out?" Or "Would you like to do something sometime?" Or "I really like you. Do you like me?" Check yes or no. That puts a lot of anxiety on both of you.
Right.
What I think helps a lot is to also test the waters to see if you're interested in each other. Is just, if you see someone you like, and my advice, I try to make it as gender neutral as possible. If you're a man or woman, gay, straight, whatever, if there's someone you're into and you want to spend more time with them, don't ask them out. Invite them to something that you're already going to do.
Right.
As Kelly brought up, the situation I always put out there is, let's say you have a favorite sandwich shop, and you plan on going there for lunch, or just like use it as an excuse to join that person. Tell them, while you're hanging out, or whatever, "Oh, there's this great sandwich place I know of. I was going to hit it tomorrow. Do you want to come with me?"
Right.
Easy. It puts way less pressure on both of you, and maybe they can't make it because of scheduling or whatever. Just let it go. Don't try to reschedule your own sandwich date.
Right.
Um, but either way, the worst case scenario is you're going to have one of your favorite sandwiches.
Right.
It's something you're already going to do. You may not be spending it with that person. And ultimately, most relationships is just things that you're passionate about and having your own life and identity and sharing it and bonding with another person in the meantime. So that's the advice that I gave Connor. But the thing that I would add, because I think we also get a lot of female listeners who have the situation of, "I've been really into this guy. I've been sending out all the signals. I'm just waiting for him to ask me out or make a move. Like, why won't he make a move? Does he not like me? What's going on?" It's the same kind of situation. Uh, keep inviting the guy to things that you're already going to do, because he's going to know that you're interested, at least that you want to spend time with him.
Right.
So he'll probably say yeah and go along and not make a move. This is where you kind of have to make kind of a half step. The way that you show that you're interested, because guys are obviously oblivious or they're cowardly. If you're out together, hanging out, hold his hand, like reach out and like take his hand. That gives the guy the signal that, okay, there's something here.
That's a bold
And
move.
it is
But it's a good move.
bold though. That's the
Yeah.
whole point of
Yeah.
when you're pursuing something or someone that you desire, you have to be bold. Fortune favors the bold. So if you already got it so that you guys are spending a lot of personal time together, hanging out, getting to know each other, and having fun together, to get him a little bit more comfortable, or at least aware, because guys are idiots, that you're romantically interested and
Right.
not just hanging out, just take his hand. Just try find an excuse to like touch his arm or put your hand on his. From then on, if he's still oblivious, he's an idiot. Or if there's nothing that comes from it, then he's not interested, or
Yeah.
he's not the right person for you anyway.
Yeah.
Most guys will know, if a girl were to take my hand, I would know what's up.
Well, just this is fantastic advice.
Thank
Fair
you.
warning to everyone out there. I'm going to start grabbing everyone's hand.
And
I
not
don't
just
care.
hands, feet.
I'm going to, because that just, when you say, it's been so long since I've been out, and I'm like, wouldn't it be nice just to hold a friend's hand? Watch out,
Yeah.
friends. I'm coming for your hands. I'm gonna
Look,
be
you
holding
can
them.
wear like one of those surgical gloves when you do it on the date. I mean, he may like get other expectations when you go, oh, snap. Perhaps you've gone too far. But no, because one thing that people often teach is that you can, at least they tell guys, is that the girl is somewhat interested if she finds
a
excuses
reason
to
to touch you. Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
That is
But
true.
even some guys are still super dumb and oblivious to that. It's the taking of the hand. If you hold their hand, there's no denying. They know, okay, this girl's into me. I know what's up.
Do you know what old school move I still do? I do the let me
Cupping
just
of
brush.
balls.
Yeah, I know. I just go straight in. No, I do the thing where I make an excuse to go behind them, and I touch them on the shoulders. I may do a boob graze, which is non-consensual. And now, as I'm saying it, I realize I probably should not do that. But I
I've
do a little like
I've never complained about a boob graze.
I
Accidental
know,
or
but that doesn't mean that no one else would. But still, I do the excuse, and I do the little hand on the shoulder to like, let me just scooch by you. Let me just scooch. I do
See,
that.
even a lot of dumb guys would just think you're being polite.
Well,
Like some like just getting by, you're not especially interested. Like, I mean,
no, I know. No, the hand thing's a good idea. Like I said, I'm gonna start. If I know you, I'm probably gonna try to hold your hand. So get ready. That sounds
damn.
delightful. Sounds
It's
delightful.
what I like about it is, I'm gonna like suck my own dick here, but I like that it's a bold move, but at the same time it's subtle. It's not like you're grabbing his balls or
We're trying
you're
to
starting
kiss.
or yeah, you're trying to like start nibbling on his ear while you guys are like watching
God.
Netflix or whatever.
That just made me.
I mean, you could try that, but it's subtle enough that it wouldn't make the situation uncomfortable if you try to like just put your hand on his.
Right. Well, and here's the other thing too. If they jerk their hand away in disgust, they're not interested in you. And it's
You've
good
got
you
your
know
answer.
now.
Yes.
Yeah, go home. That's fine. So getting back to Connor, he did respond to me and to you.
Okay.
And apparently he used your approach, and it didn't work. And here's the thing. That's okay too.
Yeah,
Because
that's fine.
That's
Because now you
fine.
kind of know.
Well, now you know, and apparently
Like, I guess I'd have to be like a fly on the wall to see like how many times he tried to invite her, or
just
how
the
she,
once.
what
Just
her,
once.
maybe try again once or twice, because maybe she has a legitimate reason, unless she's flat out saying,
No,
no,
she
I don't want to hang out with you.
apparently she ghosted him, which happens to me daily. So
Okay.
so she's not interested. And here's another thing. A lot of thing, and this is something we will talk about later in the main topic. A lot of stuff what's happening right now, and not only am I seeing it, I am also actively doing it, is you're swiping right on people because they're cute, and then they swipe right on you, and then you're matched, and then they want to start a conversation, and I'm like, I changed my mind. You were cute, and I'm trying to just like get through. And so I think people change their minds, or people are waiting for something else, or people are just really indecisive right now and being really shitty about things and just ghosting the fuck out of people.
It's like you go all day going, God, I'm craving pizza. God, I'm craving pizza. And then when dinner rolls around, it's like, yeah, I could probably go for some wings. Nah, I'm not into pizza right now.
No, well, it's more like you want pizza all day, you're craving pizza, And if you got home and pizza was there, you'd be like, this is fantastic. But when you get home and there's like, here's all the ingredients to make a pizza, and you're like, you know what, I don't want pizza all that much.
Yeah,
It's the effort that has to
I like
go
the
into
idea
it.
of pizza. I just don't want to make the pizza.
Exactly. And lazy about it. Like I like the idea of I like the idea of talking to someone new, but then when it comes down to, hey, this person wants to talk to you, I'm like, fuck, I don't feel like
Yeah,
it. I don't feel like going through all the, hey, so what'd you do today? I just don't feel like it.
yeah,
And a lot of times too, because I've been slowly trying to get back out there and do this, and the ghosting is out of control.
yeah. It's
It's
kind of rude.
out of control.
I
And so
I kind of understand it
I'm
to
doing it
one
too.
extent.
I'm doing it too. Yeah, I mean, it
Like,
was done to me, and I was gonna when before the last relationship I was in, when I would go and sort of look around, I was like, I'm not gonna be one of those people that ghosts. I'm not gonna do it. Like I'll tell you, like, I'm not really interested, or this isn't really going anywhere, or I've changed my mind. But because it's so easy just to never speak again and never respond, I fucking do it too. And I know it's a shitty thing to do. And I know that other people will admonish me for it. And, whatever.
now you're complicit, Kelly.
I'm part of the
Now
problem.
you've become the thing that you hate.
I know I'm part of the problem, but it's so
I'm the
easy. It's so easy just to not
I was the
respond.
monster at the end of the book.
No. Yeah, I get it. Like I understand why people do it. And it's a shitty thing to do. And I'm not proud of doing it. But everybody else is doing it too, and so it's like looting or something. It's like, well, if y'all are all gonna get shit from the dollar store, I mean, I'll get something too. Like, I feel like it's a shitty thing to do, but it's a mom mentality.
Like that's oh, there's so much to unpack there that you chose to looting a Dollar Tree in your example of like what your standards are. Like if you're gonna loot
No,
Kelly,
that just happened. That just
the
happened.
Dollar Tree.
No, that
There's a
just happened in the latest protest. No, in the latest protest, they were looting a Dollar Tree, and the news was talking about like why even bother.
right.
And so that's why I said that. And I agree. Why even bother? Go loot the Cadillac dealerships. Um, like go loot some.
Right.
Go, you're gonna lose something. I mean, get something for it. But no, yeah. Like I feel, I'm doing it too. Ghosting's so easy and it's so prevalent because people either they have something, they think they got something better on the line. They have switched. They're talking to several people at once, or they just change their minds. And one of the things, if we get into the main topic, there are these new terms. Every year they come out with new terms
Oh,
for what
that's
people
I
do.
kind of like that. The articles like this, the articles that you sent me, like both were kind of identical, talking
They're the
about the exact
same.
thing.
Yeah, they're the same
Still,
article.
like I get some learn new words. Like you keep up with things. So now
Yeah,
I
and
get young kids.
I
That's
like the
that's so on fleek. Do the kids still say on fleek?
no, no, they don't.
No, no,
But
they
we
don't.
can. We're Gen Xers. We can. Nobody's watching us anyway. We do
No,
not matter. We're in limbo, man. Nobody cares what we do.
never
Um,
mind. You're dispensing golden advice to get people ass, but whatever,
that's fine.
exactly. You can walk away from whatever you want.
That's right. You don't have to listen, um, but you should. So,
Yeah,
um, so yeah, so this I'll link to these two articles, but you're right. I'd probably just link to one. They're the exact same article. I don't know how that worked. Maybe they're owned by the same company.
it might be. I don't think. I think a lot of the terms were similar, but the rest of the content going into each term, I think that like someone found like these two writers both found the same source,
Yeah,
just branched off and had their own like near identical a piece at the same time.
right. Well, so the first one is what I'm actually doing right now. It's called hardballing, and it means you're dating like a CEO and you're not messing around with partners who aren't serving you. Over the past year,
Yeah,
over the past year, almost 70% feel the pandemic has given them an abundance of time to focus on themselves, and 43% share that they have more confidence to say what is and isn't right for them in their dating life. This is according to Bumble. Um, and yeah, this is what I'm doing. It is basically I I brought this up talking about credit reports, and it caused a stir on the Discord because people were I hit a nerve, but I just bought a new car. My credit score is 820 something. I work really hard to get that. And I don't, this idea of like, I'm fine alone. and I have a good time by myself, and the only thing I'm really missing is sex, and I can get that.
Yeah.
So, like, that's not really a difficult thing to do as a woman, which I know is unfair, but whatever. And so yeah,
I get,
I'm not going to just give anybody a chance to, because my time is incredibly important to me. And so it's like, if you're not hitting on at least some non deal breaker sort of things, I'm out. I'm not interested.
yeah, I was looking at that and I thought that's, I mean, it's fine. That's the route you want to go. Um, I would think that's probably the most challenging route to go because it depends on how rigid you are on what your standards. It's like what you and Roger were talking about with deal breakers.
Yeah.
Depends on how loose you are with those. Also, what your goal is. If you're not looking for like a life partner, then yeah, you make up your own rules. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I would recommend that like if there's no commitment anyway, why not have more wiggle room? But I mean, you do you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think too, if you're if you're looking for if you're, especially as a woman, you have to remember, and at least we get something skewed in our way. Dick is in high volume, is at high supply and
Yeah,
of low value. And it's just the way it is. You have a time limit on your fertility. You have you have more of a stake in this if you want to have children and you want to have a
yeah,
typical family. And so it is incumbent upon you to really sort of figure out your timelines, figure out your priorities, career, no career, career at the same time, like figure all that stuff out. That stuff as a woman who wants to be in a heteronormative relationship, you've got to figure that stuff out quickly. And if that's not your goal, then you're right, you do have more options. And I'd love to be in a long-term relationship. I'd love to meet the last person I'm ever going to date and date them for the rest of my
yeah,
life.
yeah,
But marriage is not something that's important to me. Children are right out.
yeah.
And at this point, even living in the same house isn't important to me. So I got all the time in the world to be picky and
Yeah.
to like fucking float around and be like, nah. And I'd like
I
to point
think
out,
okay.
and that my none of my deal breakers have anything to do with appearance. They have
Yeah.
nothing to do with height, weight, race, hair, no hair, nothing to do with any of that. Of course, I have preferences for what I'm more attracted to. But if I met a 4'11" guy who weighed 700 pounds, who was fantastically funny, he would still have to have a good credit score. If he wanted to be a part of my life.
Yeah.
But like that, it's not about looks. It's about personalities and I guess lifestyle or you know life priorities.
Even then, like I said, there's kind of like a sliding scale of what you would call deal breakers or not. But what I was going to say is that I think the one thing that you and I would agree on for that is that the most important thing is that you're completely honest with both yourself and the people that you're looking for of
Hmm.
what your wants and needs are. As long
Yeah,
as you have that self-awareness, then yeah, slide that scale however you want.
yeah,
Because if you're taking things casual, like Kelly is, then yeah, you can either be lazy, like narrow that down to like a specific group of people, or I would, if it were me, I would be a little more wiggle room. I'd be more forgiving of certain personality traits because I know they're not going to be around for very long.
right.
If you're looking for like a life partner, you still, I think, need to have more room for compromise in terms of personality and other things like that. Because, like, I love my wife. There are things about her that annoy the fuck out of me. But
I'm gonna tell her.
I would never ever say that I settled. Like,
No,
like of
she's
course, like
fantastic.
if I could trim some of these things out, like that perfect mate doesn't exist.
Right.
Found an amazing woman, amazing person
Yeah.
who we have fun times with, we laugh, we trust each other, all the important things, so that all that extra shit, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have to be so rigid in my criteria.
Right.
I don't feel that I settled. Is really the
No,
point.
no, no. She's great. God, I miss her. I cannot wait. When are y'all 2 weeks out from vaccination?
I get my second one. Actually, we both get our second one. I think next week.
Okay, good. So two
So
weeks
it's
from that.
soon. We're
Two
looking at
weeks
the
from that.
summer. Hmm.
Yeah, no, it's happening.
Good
I'll be holding
sign.
all y'all's hands. Just going in there grabbing hands.
What's this mean, Kelly?
It means I missed you.
You
I'm
seem to
tired of
miss
holding these cats' hands.
me.
Oh God. Well, yeah. So here's one that I did not expect for what's happening in 2021 in dating, and it's Astrolove, which sounds like a new brand of Astroglide. I was like, we've had this for years.
Look, that's butt grease for pansexuals.
You're not. Yeah, endorsed by me, your resident pansexual. Um, but no, apparently people are looking for compatibility with their zodiac sign, which I didn't realize was still a thing. Um, look, I love reading. I read my horoscope every day. It's fun. I love that
Yeah.
stuff. It's good fun. I don't necessarily know that it matters.
Look, I wrote down little notes for each of the terms that are in the website that you had here.
Right?
And under Astrolove, I just put "fuck you" next. I'm not dealing with that horse shit.
It's just
I do not care about signs. That is so arbitrary and fortune cookie nonsense.
it is fortune cookie nonsense. It is so arbitrary, and I feel like
It's cute if you're a teenager, and if you are listening to this, like, where are your parents? But also, fine, you do that. But once you hit, your 20s and God willing your 30s, you're gonna have to drop that shit when it comes to relating with actual real people
yeah.
in your real space.
Yeah. Now I'm not gonna lie about things. If I meet somebody new and I find out what their sign is, I'll immediately look it up and be like Virgo and Capricorn compatibility. But for fun,
Right.
it doesn't mean what time you were born means nothing.
Yeah.
You and however many millions of people that were also born on that day do not have exactly the same traits. So
Look, the stars as you see them in the sky, that's not actually where they are currently now.
that's right.
That's
They're not
just
there
what
right now.
Them has
Yeah.
reached us.
Yeah, and look, and this is not to shit on anyone's religion because I'll go out here in a minute and
Yeah.
I'll make some moon water. I'm like the witchiest, most eccentric sort of person you'll ever meet. But signs aren't I mean, like they're a thing and they're fun, but they're not a thing. I mean, like please don't give up on somebody because your signs don't match.
Right.
Because also it's like, what website are you looking at? Because they also have
Jack, are you going off of? Are you just
Right.
reading this off a Chinese takeout menu?
stop mentioning
I can't
Chinese. You're
date
making
someone
one
who's from
Chinese
the year of the donkey.
Year of the snake. What year are you?
I think I'm year of the horse. think.
Ah,
I don't know. Probably year of the horse.
yeah, I'm year of the snake. I don't know what that means, but
Yeah, I'd have to look it up again.
that's
Whatever
my,
1978 is.
yeah, that's my steak sound.
Listeners, post that in the Patreon or post that in the Discord, in
Yeah.
the comments, wherever.
Tell us on the. I know I'm a snake, but tell us what 1978 is. Tell us what Sean is.
Cast@gmail.com. Tell me what my Chinese zodiac symbol is.
So the next term, and I can't wait for Roger to listen to this because he's gonna be so excited. It's called slow
there's one-
dating.
Well, before we do that one, there's another one that was earlier on that I want to at least touch on. It was it's the first one I read, and I got super excited about it. It's called FOMU, FOMU.
Oh, that's
and
from the
then-
article I didn't print out. What is that?
Right, that's fear of missing. No, it's fear of meeting up. It's people who are so anxious, especially post-pandemic, of meeting the other person. Like they've chatted online, they've texted and whatnot, but now there's this huge anxiety about meeting someone face to face.
Yeah.
That they might just like freak out and bail on it. So it's FOMU, fear of meeting up. I'm thinking, oh shit, what if your FOMU outweighs your FOMO? What the fuck do you do?
Sounds like an opening to Sex in the City.
I love this.
And all I could think of was, here's the thing. I've been watching a lot of TikToks where women and men are crying at the restaurant because the person did not show up. And that has never happened to me, but I have been prepared for that to happen every single time I've gone out and met someone on a
Well,
first date.
Kelly, you know what I do in that situation, right?
You just eat the sandwich.
Enjoy a sandwich.
Right. No, yeah. No, you order just for one. And I know
Mhm.
that's a weird thing. I'm a big proponent of if you've never eaten in a restaurant by yourself, you need to go do it. You'll
Yep.
feel like a fucking god by the end of it. You'll be like, I could do anything.
I'm a king.
Exactly. I'm king of my own destiny. Um, but yeah, like there's a lot that's happening a lot, or at least people, and I also too that's skewed because a lot of Gen Zers just they record anytime they're sad, which is a thing. I mean, you do you, whatever you got to do. We just listen to
Mhm.
The Cure, but the put on more eyeliner. But but yeah, so this whole thing about people not showing up to dates, I'm seeing it a lot more, and it makes me very sad because these are young people who are there and they're just like crying at the coffee shop, and I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, don't cry. Like, I mean, you wasted your makeup. Go do something else. Don't waste the outfit. Like, go call up somebody and go take pictures in front of a cool wall or something, and don't waste your makeup and your outfit.
You're at a
Um,
coffee shop. There's got to be a cute barista behind the counter. Ask him out. When he
or-
hands you your change, take his hand.
it's not a bad idea. But also too, when that stuff like that happens, it's embarrassing. And I know that it's embarrassing. And anytime anyone ghosts you or rejects you or that kind of stuff, I understand the embarrassment. Like I said, it's happened to me. And it doesn't not embarrass me when it happens. It's just I'm used to that embarrassment. It's like grief. You don't ever stop missing or get over a thing. You just get used to the feeling. And so it's a scary thing and it's a sad, traumatic thing. But the best thing you can do is when the waiter comes by and says, "Can I get anything for you?" You go, "Yeah, I just got stood up." And then the waiter goes, "Oh my God, that happened to me once too."
Yeah.
Or, you go up to
Here's
the
the
barista and you say, right. And you go to the barista and you go, "Can you believe that? I got all dressed up and this person didn't even show." And they're gonna say, "Oh my God, that sucks. You look so great." This is happening to you and it's a thing or a thing that's happened to you and it sucks and it hurts, but it's happened to other people too. You're not alone. And this is a great conversation starter for you to at least have a good conversation and then go home and do what you
Yeah.
wanted to do anyway. Because that
That's
person
that's
sucks. The
that's
person who
interesting wording though. It's not something that is happening to you. Like it's not like some kind of cosmic attack. It's just something that's happened.
right. And it happens and it
It's not
will
necessarily
happen.
your fault.
It's of course not. And it tells you everything you need to know about the person who didn't show up and didn't text you and say I'm not coming or didn't who just left you there waiting for 45 minutes. That person's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And you knew without having to actually have conversations with them. And so yeah, a fucking asshole hurt your feelings. That's not it's going to happen. I mean, that's just what fucking assholes do. And you just move on. And you just got I mean it's like it sucks, but you
You will survive. There will be
you'll
others.
you'll
You
survive
don't,
and
you don't
you'll
put all your
eventually
eggs in each basket.
do
You're
what?
gonna drive yourself. Don't put all your eggs into each and every single basket. You're gonna drive
Right.
yourself nuts that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially with the ghosting that everyone's doing, including myself, it's just a thing. Just move on. Don't get hung up about it. Don't plan your wedding. Don't say, "Oh, I wonder what our children will look like." Don't
They
even
could
get
have
into that part.
gone. Oh, they were my last chance until I swipe right on 10 more people.
Yeah.
Like just roll the dice again. That's all you got to do.
Aren't there 8 billion people on the planet?
Just about now, yeah.
There'll be other Kyles. Don't worry about it.
That
Like,
is the name of the episode. There will be their Kyles.
there will be other Kyles. There'll be there'll be many more opportunities for some Ambers. You'll be fine.
Yes.
Um so so from my list, the next one that I was talking about that Roger's gonna love
Yes.
is called slow dating. And it's not a derogatory term for people with learning disabilities. I'm like slow dating. Well, hold on a second. We
I'm
don't
the
say that.
best I can.
We don't say that. So what this article says, it's like throwing your relationship in a crock pot. It might take a bit to heat up, but the end results are so worth the wait. Folks who slow date in 2021 will take the time to get to know each other before meeting up in person and will be more selective in general. A smart idea in COVID times, to be honest. Most Bumble matches who are slow dating during the pandemic start with a video date before moving onto a socially distanced meetup.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds clinical, but I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's not a bad idea. And if you have somebody who you can carry on conversations with, I mean, slow date at this point.
Yeah.
And because
I
it's
thought,
COVID, go ahead.
yeah. Oh, I was gonna say I also liked the slow dating idea. Like it's great, especially if you're young. Like if you're in your 20s or even 30s, then that's probably the best pace for you, or at least it's the one that I recommend, because people that age or even our age, I was thinking that I know a lot of people who are in a mad rush. They're the kind of people who break down and cry whenever like someone does meet up because they think that was the person that they had decided was could have been the
Right.
one, but wasn't. And then they
Right.
feel rejection and they feel like a failure. I feel that a lot of people have so much anxiety about their relationships because either for those people, relationships are a means to an end, like it fulfills some emotional need, or they
Hmm.
think that being with someone is going to fix something about their lives, or and this goes for a lot of people that I know also, that they feel like they're not meeting up to social expectations. I know a
Yes.
lot of people that are in their 40s, like myself, and they're still single, or some of them are divorced, but they feel pressure. They keep talking about how they want to get married, they want to have a family, and all that. But then I look at their lifestyles and their personalities. I'm thinking, is that something that you really want, or is it just something that you think that is expected of you? Like you think if
Right.
you haven't met this, then you fail. Because for a lot of them, it's like I'm thinking you could live fine single, and it's you don't have to have kids. Like if
No, you
that's
don't.
not a, it's not a, if that's not a part. If you genuinely want to be a parent for someone, there's all sorts of options and pursue that for sure. But if you just feel like that's what I'm supposed to do, is I'm supposed to raise a family, I'm supposed to get married, I'm supposed to have children,
Yeah.
because that's what my parents did and what everyone else does, that's not true. Like you can be single for the rest of your life and it's fine.
Look at
Uh
me.
it's it's I was gonna say it's not the route that I chose, working out fine for Kelly.
Yeah.
And my thought is like, yeah, if you're older and you still have that you're still kind of single and it just isn't sticking, then maybe that's just not the lifestyle that fits, and that's
Yeah.
you're okay. My advice is just keep having casual fucks into your hip breaks, and then even then there's hand stuff. Gonna be all right. There are options.
Please run for an office so that can be your commercial. Just have a casual fucks until your hip breaks, and then after that, hand stuff. This ad
Yeah,
paid for by the Sean Ryan elected in 2024 campaign.
I try to have practical advice
No,
for those who need like spiritual guidance.
I love that advice. I tell you, there's a lot of dudes in their mid 50s, almost 60, who on OkCupid are like, I don't have children, but I want to have children. And I'm like, you're
Why?
granddad age. Like at this, you've missed it. No, and
You
I
will
don't know.
likely die before they graduate high school.
Not only that, but also, and this is going to be harsh. I don't even know why I'm saying it, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah,
You went for 55 years and no one wanted to breed with you.
yeah,
It's
and that
okay.
goes both ways. They didn't find the right person to breed with. Like it never
Wait,
happened. It wasn't in the proverbial
this is
stars.
the same way that you didn't go to the Olympics, the
You didn't get
same
your
way
astro love.
you didn't do astro, or you didn't become an astronaut, the same way, like this is just one of those things that you thought that you would always do, and it just didn't happen. So you got to
Yeah,
give that up. You're too old. Don't like, you know, and maybe they're putting that in there to let like single moms know that they're into that, like that they'll be fine with that. But it just makes me sad because it's like you'll see these like 60-year-old dudes on jet skis. Like, I'm still looking to meet a wife and have children. And I'm like, why? You got a jet ski, dude. You've won. Like, what do you like?
and one of the important thing is, especially in the kind of nerd culture, the kind of people that are nerds. If you are, say, in your 40s and 50s, and you sincerely want to raise a family, you want to have kids, and you haven't, then you really, really need to have some self-awareness, do a self-evaluation, and make some severe life changes in order to correct whatever course you're on to
TikTok,
get onto that track. Yeah, or that too.
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just the nature of the
At that
beast.
point, if that's your sincere dream is, maybe you are doing something wrong. Maybe there is something about you. You have to get yourself evaluated and figure out what that is and correct course. And that's really the only advice for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's and it sucks because I think that there are lots of people out there who just what?
It's like fish or cut bait.
Well, that too. But yeah, I mean, at that point, I think you should like maybe go hire a matchmaker or something.
Yep.
Look into to finding people
I
potentially
think
from.
there's some. I think there's some value in trying to make personal change, though. Like there's
Oh, of
something
course,
going wrong. Yeah,
always,
it is. It
of
is.
course,
There's something about you that is harming yourself and holding yourself back. Then
right,
a matchmaker will find someone who might be tailored to who you are now, but maybe the issue is maybe you need to alter course to be someone who you're meant to be or you should be
right,
to meet the goals that you want.
right. No, well, I don't disagree. It irritates Roger when I say that. I don't disagree. He goes, just say or you agree. I'm like, nope, I don't disagree.
Right.
Um, so, um, and yeah, and the other thing they talked about was virtual dating, which is basically describing what happens in slow dating.
I've been doing that since I was 15.
Look, it's called learn how to sext and learn how to get on your webcam and do your thing.
Hmm.
Um, here's my favorite.
It's called
Right.
OnlyFans.
Well, I mean, yeah, make your money too, and sell your panties and your foot photos, and get your bag, girl. Um, get your money if somebody's willing to pay for it. So there was one that was called, which I thought this sounded like either the title of the new Star Wars movie or a zombie movie. It's called The Rise of the New Dawn Daters.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so what that is are people who, because of the pandemic, have broken up with their long-term partners. This is what someone like me waits for.
Fresh meats.
Oh, oh, she left you, did she? Well, come cry on my bosom. Tell me all about it.
Yes, it'll comfort you. Mm.
Exactly. I'll comfort you. I got something that'll make you forget about her for at least 15 minutes. but yeah, so lots of people who were stuck in the homes with their spouses, with the kids. This pandemic will possibly, hopefully, is the worst thing that we've ever had to go through. I
Yeah.
guess other than 9/11. And honestly, we've done pretty well. But just as far as like changing our world. And so, not most relationship, a lot of relationships are shaky to start with. And so this just pushed them right over the edge. And so, yeah, there are people who are just freshly single. They haven't dated in 10, 15 years, and they're out there ready to mingle. They've got their
And now with
sunglasses in the back of their hat.
Yeah, I was reading about that. I thought, yeah, that's a fascinating thought. In a way, I'm kind of envious. It's like almost everyone can get some kind of fresh start. And I love that concept. Like I'm jealous of this younger generation to have that new adventure because it's like out of tragedy, of the ashes of that rises this opportunity.
Yeah, I got your fresh start right here. Um,
Mhm. Snap.
yeah, so I don't know. I like learning these new terms, keeping up with the kids. Dating's weird. My friends with teenagers, their kids don't act like we did. They date, but they don't like go out and make out, or they don't do stuff like we used to.
It's
I
not
don't
as
know.
scandalous as it used to be.
Yeah, like they don't like they're fine staying at home hanging out with their parents. And like nobody loved their parents more than I did. I fucking moved back in with mine after I divorced. But I sure as shit don't hang out with them.
Right.
I go out, like I go somewhere else. And when I was a teenager, the second I got my car, I was gone.
Right.
I'll be home at 11:30, mom. Like I'll see you later. Like I was always gone, always off with some boy in a
Yeah.
parked behind a bush somewhere, like making
I'm
out.
gonna go find some dicks. Where's some dicks at?
Exactly. Like I'm gonna go meet up with some Jason or Jesse or some other Jeremy, a J name always. 'Cause that was my type. It's, hey, there was a Sean in there too. High school.
Oh, there's always one.
But
I
he
bet he
was
spelled it wrong.
yeah, he was an SHAW.
Yep.
But anyway, so that's young people. Figure it out, young people. You're running out of time, and you need to start making them babies. Other questions that we got were all from Robbie Palenka.
God bless that boy.
I love him. I'll talk about him more later on. To
But
be fair,
we will cater to this.
absolutely. But to be fair, I texted you earlier today and I was like, what else should we do? And you're like, questions? And I'm like, shit, let me go ahead and put out questions. So we didn't give everybody a lot of time.
All we can do is just like ask, hey, is there like we're at a romantic, like a geek dating advice thing. Is there anything that you would like us to revisit? Maybe someone missed some episodes. Is there something we haven't covered?
I
Or
know,
just
but
in general, all we have to do is put it out there, ask us stuff. If no
yeah,
one has
but
anything to ask, fine. It was only like 4 hours ago. I mean, it's
yeah,
okay.
and I'm trying to see if because I did it on Twitter and I'm not on Twitter a lot. I'm really off of social media lately, which is not good for the show, and I apologize for that.
Healthy for
Um
you, not good for the brand, but you gotta balance it.
I got stuff to do. Hey, I already know somebody just followed me. I already know this guy. So I'm checking my messages just to make sure someone who wasn't following me didn't send something.
Mhm.
Didn't it's like I'm checking my OkCupid to see if he messaged back, and he did not. But as always, Robbie P has come through. And what were his questions? His first question was, what was the most recent anime we saw? What's the most recent anime you watched?
Uh Anime, it's probably the one that I brought up last time I was on this podcast, Bucket or
Same.
Grappler. But for the interest of a new answer, I just started watching that new Invincible series on Amazon. I'd
Ah, is
never
it
really
good?
watched so far. Yeah, like the first episode, it seems like I've never read the comics. I've always heard really great things about it. Always meant to pick it up, never did. But now that I saw they have an animated series, like, well, I can kind of get into it this way. So the first episode is interesting enough, seems kind of dull until the last 10 minutes. And then it's like, holy shit, it goes from one of those 5 times a year generic DC animated universe straight to DVD things that they put out,
Right.
all dull, to suddenly it's like, oh, it's The Boys animated. Okay, cool, we're in.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's
Oh,
like, I guess I'm not. It's not anime, but it's that's what I'm putting out there. That's what I'm watching.
hey, it's animation. It's the closest we can get.
Yep.
I just finished watching the first half of the last season of Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah,
Um,
how's it?
it's weird. I mean, it was always weird.
Well,
And
yeah.
and then I went and years ago I went and finished the manga to figure out what the hell was going on. But like I can't remember if this was in the manga because I don't remember reading any of this or they changed it. It's weird. I don't know whose side I'm supposed to be on, which is
Right.
fine. I like watching it because the Titans scare me. So that's what I enjoy.
Well, like they're jerky.
They're just creepy. All of them are creepy.
The big
Um,
smile.
yeah, it's freakish. I don't, and they're giant. And so that's always fun. And like it's still a lot of the same main characters, and they're grown up now, in this version. But now I don't think we're gonna get the second half until like 2024.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's like I enjoyed these like 8 episodes or whatever in the heck. But yeah, that's the only anime I'm watching. I just finished watching Them. This is not anything that Robbie asked, but I'm just gonna say it. And Them it's on Amazon Prime, and it's like Lovecraft Country meets like the Us and where is it, the one where the guy goes to the sunken place and they're trying to steal his body.
Oh god, I don't know.
Oh God, well, I now totally it's oh God, now I can't think of it. What it's called.
Well, this is getting edited out.
No, it'll stay in there. Um
It'll be like quick, like for the video feed, it'll be like a quick title card of like
of like this
30
is what
minutes.
they're trying to think of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up because that'll drive me nuts.
Yep.
I looked up Us and it took me to USPS. So that's the sort of life I'm living.
Right.
What was Jordan Peele's other movie?
Not Twilight Zone.
Oh God, it was so good, and now I can't
Oh shit.
Get Out. Oh,
Get Out. Yes.
that's what it
yes.
was. It was like Lovecraft Country meets Get Out, and I'm not going to spoil it, but it's so graphic and it's so brutal, and the racism is so bad
Hmm.
that I was like, is this even? It's very possible it's not for me because the whole
Yeah.
time I'm watching it, I'm like, this is awful. Like I hate that these people are going through this and there's no real redemption and there's no real like it's just like there's horror, like actual supernatural horror on top of just the early 60s. Like it's
Yeah.
all and I'm just
It's absolute horror plus the 60s.
right. Plus plus Jim Crow era, like just terribleness. And so it was shot well and I watched all of it. I would go out during my lunch break during the murder trial and finish it. Um it was good, but I don't know what it was really for. I don't know what I was supposed to get out of it other than just like, oh, it's almost like a Japanese horror movie where it's just like you're fucked, there's nothing you can do. There's no special words you can say. There's no talisman you can go get. There's no little old lady that can come cleanse your house. Like you're fucked. Like the ghost's gonna kill
Yeah.
you. Like it's just this is what happens. So, good on you. Like you can't even move away.
Train or start flaying your own skin now.
Right. Cause that's basically, I mean, that's where we're at. So, but no, I mean, I enjoyed it in that it was really well done. But it was a lot. If you don't have the stomach for that kind of stuff, don't watch them.
Yourself.
I know, like, woo, that was violent. That was violent, and depressing. I didn't like it. If it's too violent for me, it is violent. But no, what else did Robbie ask you? So what movie are we really looking forward to coming out?
Oh, the only one that I count off the top of my head is Black Widow. Everything else, I think like dates are still like up in limbo as to what comes out when, even
Yeah.
whether or not something's in production. I know a lot of things are theoretically in production and still being filmed or in post production,
Yeah,
but the only thing I think of for next year is just finally seeing Black Widow.
me too. That was all I could think of was Black Widow because it's just, I hate that the pandemic happened when it happened.
Yeah,
Sheldon,
and
cut it
and
out.
it may be the first MCU movie that I don't see in the theater, although I'm hoping to.
I'm hoping to. I feel getting fully vaccinated, I do feel it did give me a change where I feel safer. I might be able to go to a theater, especially if I'm with a group of people and I know we can like take up a whole row.
Hmm.
I'm not going to be as afraid of other sick people.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I know people who are going back to the theaters now, and I'm like, really? And they're not even vaccinated.
Yeah.
And I'm
Like
like,
I know
don't
theaters are trying to like do like social distancing and try to make it work, but I'm not willing to go there yet.
like did y'all not watch Contagion? Like, did y'all not see like
Did
what was
y'all
the
not
movie?
see 2020? I mean,
Right. You not seen someone sneeze in a movie theater and all the droplets? Um,
right.
you're even on a ramp, so like the droplets fall down like from behind you onto you. But yeah, so that's really the only thing that I'm really looking forward to. What was
I
his
think
other question?
the third question I think was what'd you have for breakfast this morning?
Oh, was that? Oh,
I remember that one. Yeah, that was the third one, I think.
let me tell mine because it ties in with my table flip from last week. I had to go to Walmart this morning. I don't like to go to Walmart ever, but I had to go. So I got up and went at like 8 o'clock. And
Mhm.
if I go out and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to go to McDonald's. I'm going to get a sausage biscuit. These are the rules. I didn't write them. I'm following them. And so I went to the McDonald's drive through and there was this woman in front of me in a truck and she had all these questions. I rolled down my window to find out what kind of questions can you have at the McDonald's drive through? What are you asking? Like her hand was going, she was asking just like question after question after question.
This story's going to end with you having her for breakfast, like you're eating her
I,
McRibs.
right.
Like,
Like, what are you asking? What could you possibly have to ask? And it's not like, I mean, if she were like look like she might be from a foreign country or something, I would be like, well, maybe she's from my town. She bought her car at the same place I bought mine. Like, you're from here. What are you doing? But yeah, that's what I had for breakfast. I had a sausage biscuit and a large coffee, and it was delicious.
Me, I had kind of what I typically have for breakfast. What I'll do is I'll take a couple eggs and just like scramble up a bit, and it's sort of like an omelet. What I make is yeah, I'll take some of the whipped up eggs, get that going, and then put some diced up avocado and some cheddar cheese, and then fold the egg over like that, and then put some cheese on top of that, and it's usually a pretty good breakfast.
Slow down, Gordon Ramsay.
If I had time, I would dice up some tomatoes, maybe some onions, throw it in there too. But no, just some nice avocado with eggs. That's some good proteins, some good fats.
Sounds
Rich,
delicious.
some cheese for flavor. Mm.
Sounds good. Well,
Yep.
well, all right then. Well, I'm gonna flip some tables.
Okay.
So I went out last night. I recorded a episode of Law Laughs. If you're not listening to Law Laughs, what are you doing with your life? And listen to a crazy little show called Law Laughs. And we got done recording, and I did not realize how late it was because with this murder trial, I don't know what day it is, I don't know what time it is. And so we have to take Roger and I have to take a friend home who lives way out in another town. And we're like, okay, we'll grab some dinner while we're out there. And I wanted to drive my new car. So I said, get in the back, friend. I'll drive you, and then we're going to go out. And so we go out to try to find some place to have dinner. And I didn't realize that it was 9:00. Every little town restaurant closes at 9:00. And I'm
Yeah.
furious because, like,
This is Denny's.
well, I don't understand the reasoning behind it. Like, yeah, close at 10, close at 11:30. But if you serve alcohol, what are you doing? Why are you closing at 9? There's a whole second wave of people who want to come eat because I like to eat dinner at about 8:00, 8:30 anyway.
Yeah.
There's a whole second wave of people who are here to give you money and to drink your libations and to tip you. Why are you going home?
Right.
I mean, we eventually found a nice
10
Mexican
o'clock
restaurant
sounds a
that was
lot
open,
more
but
reasonable.
yeah, it's like it's such a small town thing to be like 9:00. We got church in the morning. Like, gotta get everybody get out. And there was a place we were gonna go. We pulled up into the parking lot, and like all these people are coming out, and I hadn't been drinking anything. Roger might have been a little drunk, and like I'm like, where are all these people? Why are they all leaving at once? And he's like, people are allowed to leave restaurants, Kelly. I'm like, no, but they're all leaving at one time. Like, they're on like a church bus or something. And then it's like because the place was closed and they made them all leave. Like, it just, if you own a restaurant and you listen to this show, keep it open at 10 a damn clock. I don't care how small your town is. You're going to make a fortune. Fools.
Yeah.
That,
I mean,
so-
I kind of understand, like, whatever the closing time is, if it's like 30 minutes until whatever the closing time is, I won't go in because I don't want to keep the wait staff and everyone
Me
else
either.
there
Me
waiting
either.
on my dumb ass. But I think you're right. The 10 o'clock is a lot more reasonable time, especially if you're serving drinks.
Yeah, they're a bar, full bar.
Just, if nothing else, close the kitchen at 9, but
Right.
keep the bar going for another hour or two.
I can make a
and
meal
you
out of
can-
olives.
You'll make your money for sure. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, and get tips. Like, it's a Friday night. If it was a Monday, like a restaurant's closed on Monday, I totally understand. You're not making any money, don't come in. Friday night at
But-
9:00?
Yeah. If
Get outta
nothing
here.
else, like Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Else, I can only assume, is it because it's a tradition, or is it because like that's what they've been told is the right thing, or
I don't
maybe they tried, maybe they gave it a shot, maybe they tried staying open till 10, wasn't very profitable, so they did have to dial it back to 9. If that's the case, that's fine, but I doubt it.
If you didn't
There's
serve
so much-
any alcohol, yes. But if you serve beer and or spirits,
Mhm.
you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're losing hundreds of dollars.
At least from
Just
Kelly.
locals. At least for me. I'd have spent $40 on booze right then.
Mhm.
No. I went over to the little Mexican restaurant. We had delicious some sort of quesadillas. They were good. Anyway, they were delicious. But yeah, so what's your table flip?
Well, mine kind of started out as a joke because, like I said earlier in this podcast, like I've been very blessed the past couple weeks.
Right? Don't want to complain.
Exactly, I don't have no real complaints. Like, I'm probably not the first person to make this complaint, even on this podcast. But here's the table flip I'm going to throw out there: fucking step porn. People, the absolute glut on porn sites of just videos of banging stepsisters, stepmoms, stepdads, stepbrothers, all that shit. I get it if some people are into it, but it's just fucking everywhere.
Everywhere.
There's
It's
no
all
way
of them.
I will do, like, I'll be like, all right, what am I in the mood for tonight? Well, wings. Okay, I was in the mood for pizza, but now I'm in the mood for wings. But also, I wanna watch some like redhead cream pies. Okay, I'll type that. And like all the search results will be like my redheaded stepsister, let me come in her, and all
Yeah.
this shit. And it's
Yeah.
just I'm like trying to okay, fine, or like um like fine, like maybe I'm in the mood for like I want to bang like a teacher or something. That might be hot. So it'll be like all these videos of like the teacher and a three-way with my mom. And it's like, no, stop. No. If it were like 10% of the videos that come up with the search results or recommendations, that would be one thing.
It's all of
And
them.
it's
all
all
of
of them. And sometimes I surrender. Sometimes I'll see like the thumbnail, the chick is really hot, and I
Right.
want to see her get railed. I
Right.
want to wish I was the guy who's doing it. So the best I can do is I'll watch, and it'll reach a certain point where the detail, where the dialogue will get weird. Like she'll say something like, "Oh, I can't believe like my brother's balls deep in me," and like that's not even a natural thing to say if you're in an incest situation, I assume. But still, fucking. Then it's like I'm gonna have to watch the rest of this on mute. Like I'll just watch it. I
Right.
wish I had the audio component to it, but I can't. I
Yeah.
just can't. And like I said, like I kind of get it. Coming from the anime world, I sort
Right.
of like I see where some people like there being a fringe margin of guys who see the allure of banging a sibling, step or otherwise, because I know the step part is like the loophole, right? You don't want to have actual
Right.
incest.
Yeah.
Even if like the actors involved aren't really related, like the scenario is incest, you don't
Yeah.
want to like it be that gross or weird. I get, at least from my experience working on Method of Madness, the anime podcast, that like there's some incel guys that are just like, it's all about proximity. So like here's a hot chick that's in the house that has to talk to me. How can I get inside of that? So I can see there's a community
She's
there.
captive. Right.
Work their way in. Why is it 85% of the fucking Pornhub results
I
on the
know.
like when I do a search for I can do any
Anything.
topic. Yeah, like whatever my fetish
Anything.
is or what I'm in the mood for, it's just
Yeah.
a wall of that
Yeah.
plus whatever I'm trying to look for. And it's not. I thought about it and I did some soul searching. Like for me at least, the only time that I might be interested in this is like it's a three-way of me and like some mother-daughter action. Like if I'm banging this hot MILF and like her daughter comes home from college and wants to work you in, okay, I'll deal with that. Like if I can bang a hot chick and the hole she came out of,
Oh my god.
I can rub it to that. But anything outside of that circle, no, I don't like. I don't get just the sheer volume,
Yeah.
invasiveness of what I'm trying to look for,
I know.
and always getting shoehorned in.
Look,
And I just
yeah, I
stop it. Everyone stop it.
I have 5 porn actors that I just search for them and what's new that they've been doing,
Yeah.
and all of them, all 5 of the guys are well, one of them isn't, but 4
Yeah.
of the others, that's like the top. Everything new they're doing is stepsister, like they're all just fucking their stepsister in various
Yeah.
different ways, or their stepmom, and it's just like, like, could you do like if you're
What
gonna
the
do
fuck?
this, also do some other stuff, you know? But
Is any
yeah,
of that other stuff making the money? Because apparently all the money they're putting all their chips into the incest or the
well,
quasi incest shit.
somebody's watching it. See,
It's paying off somehow.
as an only child, I understand the taboo from a biological standpoint, just
Mhm.
from genetics, and I understand the social taboo of it, but I don't have the ick factor because I don't have siblings. So
Right. I mean,
it doesn't
I make
it
the
doesn't
margin
gross
of
me out.
error. I make the margin of error of like the Brady Bunch. Like they touched on this in the second movie of like, fine, Greg and Marcia Brady. Their parents got married when they were teenagers.
Sure.
Something like that, even in the real world, could happen. Wouldn't be that weird. But if it's someone that your parents married and you grew up with since small children up until through adolescence
Yeah,
into
that's your blood. That's your blood sibling. I don't care what you
right.
say.
It's like the relationship is
Right.
too close.
Yeah.
If there's people who are into it, that's fine.
No,
There
this isn't a. We don't.
can't many. There can't. I don't get other than the fact that, like I said earlier, if we're all contributing to it because that's all that's out there, I'm still clicking on those videos sometimes because
Because
there's
you can't. You got a limited amount of time before you go to bed. Like you can't be like going through searching 15,000 videos.
I still want to see this one hot chick get banged, but so I'm clicking on it, but
it's
I'm
your
not clicking on
stepdad.
it. Right, I'm not clicking on it because it's the
Right.
stepsister. I'm clicking
Right.
on it because the chick is hot or
Right.
some other scenario's hot. But like the algorithm is just feeding him. It's like, oh, he clicked on a stepsister video, and that's just
it.
what everyone wants. Like, no, there's other things in there
Right.
you're not looking for. I'm hoping.
Yeah. No. I You're right. I mean, it is a problem. It's a problem that we're all having. We're all
Yeah.
going to Pornhub going. Well, not
But
even get me started on the fact that Pornhub's algorithm is fucked anyway because they had that weird thing with the child porn or whatever. So they took away all their different. They're like cross search. So
Yes, yeah.
so if you search for a specific thing, you get one video of that specific thing, and then the videos underneath are not related to anything you search for. So you have to research every single time for a specific thing. Get your shit together, Pornhub. for
Exactly.
free.
By now, you're so huge and you have such a huge user base and like engagement.
Right.
You've got to get your analytics team to get their shit together to really analyze this big data and sort things the way that they're actually supposed to be. Because my recommendations, even my search, like the things I'm searching for, are just fucked up. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
agree.
getting the product that I'm asking for.
Let's write a strongly worded letter. Dear Pornhub, get your
Yeah.
shit together. Get your shit in a
Please.
bag. Like, get it together.
Also have Sean Ryan on more.
What if you were scrolling through Pornhub and you saw a video that had someone you knew in it?
Oh my God. I don't know what I would do after I watched that.
Oh God, I'm watching it. I'm watching it. I'm gonna save them,
Yeah.
download it. I'm paying for a subscription so I can download it. I'm gonna watch it again.
Screen cap. I
Even
don't know. It depends who it is.
no friends I don't like. If there's a video of them having sex, I'm gonna watch it. If you let me see a video of you doing anything like that, I'm gonna watch it.
I'm going to critique your work.
And I'm gonna share it with certain
See,
people.
the half whole rhythm. That's not bad. That's fine. Okay.
Not what I would have done, but that's fine. It's okay.
You don't go from there straight to the mating press. That's just insensitive. That's bad form, bro. No. I just dislike.
Exactly. Like a thumbs down. Don't like
I'm going
it.
to come to you with some notes. Yeah.
Write a strongly worded letter to them. Dear friend.
Also have Sean Moore.
I'd like to say that it makes me mad when they, but it doesn't. It reminds me he should be on here more. He should have his
I
own
try.
show. He should have his own show that he brings me on
Yeah.
and
And
expands
that's also
my
not.
audience.
That's also to take a dig at like your other co-hosts. Like Paris was great last episode, and Roger I'm liking more and more as he's on. But
Oh, good.
I tried it on. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Fine, it's just the way.
Well, so let's move on to our Hugo, our good feeling. I gotta
Yes.
tell you, yeah, we mentioned him earlier. Robbie P. Nothing makes me happier than about two weeks after I released a show, I've forgotten about it. You know me, I don't go back and listen to him. And I start getting notifications about things that have been said,
Yeah.
and he's live tweeting, listening, and it makes me so happy. I will sit on my phone and like look on Twitter and like wait. And then when he says the thing, I'll like it.
And I feel all the more vindicated that I gave the keys to the Mating Habits quotes Twitter feed to the right person.
You did, because that's still go look up
you've
Mating Habits quotes.
Yeah, if you're new to the podcast and not really sure what the back catalog is like, you can just go to that at Mating Habits. What is it?
At Mating Habits quotes.
At Mating Habits quotes. Take a look at that Twitter feed, and you'll at least get some really good highlights of the past 120 episodes that we've done.
Oh my God, doing the Lord's work. out there just live tweeting, making me feel special, bringing up good memories from a show that I just did and forgotten, supporting all the co-hosts. Like he really, and he does it for a lot of shows. Like he really, like that's stuff like that keeps me doing podcasts. And that's one of the main reasons I wanted to come back was like people like this show and they listen to it. Like this is something I want to do. Because of people like Robbie who will just put in the work and just give you a little like, hey, that was funny, I like this, or like, or and ask questions and do all that kind of stuff. So you're my you're my
Well,
you're
yeah.
my good feeling for this episode, Robbie P.
I mean, I don't know about you, but this is kind of why a podcast is like, I love that we've reached out, connected with, and we're entertaining and also inspiring people. And I think it's great.
Hey, look, as long as I make people laugh, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
What's your good feeling? What makes you feel good this week?
Mine's pretty much in the same vein, but it has to do more with the email we got from Connor. Just any listener feedback that we get, that is what I appreciate. And this is us celebrating the 120th episode. So I also want to celebrate the people who made that kind of thing possible. This is why we keep doing it.
100%.
The people who listen and engage with us. That I love that people try to connect because we joke around, we talk about geek stuff, but we're also trying to hopefully help make people's dating lives better.
Right.
And it's like it's nice hearing the stories, either the good or the bad, just how what we're saying is affecting other people's relationships and their pursuits and whatnot. And also getting emails like from Connors of questions and topics that either, like I said before, we've covered in the past decade or so that we can revisit and build
Yeah.
upon. Maybe we've changed. There's a very deep well there, but also even 10 years later, there's still topics and questions that we haven't covered. There's new things that pop up, like all these new terms that you found in the this
Right.
article for this podcast
Right.
can address. People, like I think our fans and the people who give us feedback not only validate what we do, but also keep us on our toes. It keeps us
Yes.
thinking.
Yeah.
Like if someone hasn't gone to the archive, asked a question about a topic that we covered like 8 years ago, it gives us an excuse to get that topic fresh in our minds, reprocess it, and maybe build upon it and
Right.
readdress it, like I said
Do it
before.
again. No, absolutely. And I just want to say this because this would be a good time to bring this up. I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but to this day, I get, and not like I'm like a victim or something, but I get shit on or people try to shit on me for doing podcasts.
Yeah.
I got family who are like, why are you wasting your time? Like who would listen to such, because they don't understand what podcasts are. I have friends who think the whole thing is stupid and it's just a way for me to, hear my own voice. Little do they know, I don't listen to a show after I do it.
I mean, I do. That was some of the reason why I still podcasted.
Right. But like,
So, like, who gives a fuck? Like, what if this is only cathartic? Like, what if I'm just doing it?
right.
Like, who cares?
And
Then I'm not hurting anybody.
Exactly.
I may
and
not be making anyone's lives better, but I'm not hurting anyone.
Exactly. And I think, and it's not that these people affect me. I mean, to be fair, I started this show because someone told me I shouldn't. So, I mean, like, I will continue.
Good start.
Yeah. I mean, I'll fucking do shit out of spite and succeed. And just because someone says, that no one cares about that, I'll be like, oh, wait and see. But so like there, not that it's ever wanted to made me want to stop, but it still happens. I've been doing this for a decade and people still are like, why would anyone listen to that? Or I don't understand like why I would never listen to an hour-long podcast, or I would never, and fuck all those people. That's not for them. This is for me and for you and for the people who like this sort of thing, the people who listen. And that's why we like you said, like when listeners give feedback, it's like, well, we're doing this specifically for you.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy it. I have a good time doing it. But that's the Connors and the Robbies and the Wills. There you go, seventh episode in a row. Like that sort of stuff. Like when people come on the Patreon and are paying me $3 to hear a thing or to see a thing or to come hang out, it's not like I don't need $3. It's the idea of we're building a community of people who like the same sort of fun stuff. And my whole life, all of the media I truly like, everything is, I like people who create things that they want to listen to and create things that they would want to see. And I think that
Yeah.
that's where people do their best work. They're not trying to impress other people. They're not trying to make something for an audience that doesn't understand them. We make this show because we like the show, and we like the people who also like the show, and everybody else in the world be damned. I'll make 120 more. The best way to get me to do something is to tell me I can't. So
It's like we're
so
not as big as a lot of other podcasts, but the few that listeners we have, we appreciate them all.
yeah,
And it's like not everyone gets this, but the people who do, we love it. That's fine.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I do a lot of other podcasts, a lot of other shows, they're collaborative works. They're this is the one where, even though I have to have a co-host, and the co-host makes it, the co-host I think is I mean, sometimes the co-host is 80% of it because I'm not on my game. But
Yeah,
this is a thing that I created specifically because this is something that I would want to exist and listen to. So
exactly. That's the best kind of expression.
yeah, so
You see
so
the
I'm
universe, like there's something that's missing. You go instead of just waiting for someone else to fill that void, you fill it
do-
yourself.
exactly, make it.
Yeah.
If you want to see it, you do it. And so I appreciate everyone who listens. I appreciate I get to see all the downloads and see all the different countries and all the different stuff. I love all those stats. That's why I'll probably never move to Anchor, because it's just a free platform. I like Libsyn because I get to see all that stuff, all that minutia. But the fact that the show's been subscribed to over 100,000 times, I mean, that's fucking awesome. My
Right.
this podcast will exist as long as electricity, and it's going out into space.
And
So
if ever my ego is in jeopardy, if someone asks like who would listen to this kind of thing, why would you do that? All I have to do is think back to when we did the panels at conventions when
yes,
only filled a room, but people were overflowing out and almost created a fire hazard. I think back to that moment and that many people who are interested and benefiting from what we have to say, that made it all worth it. Even at
that
10
was
years.
yeah, no, that was a fantastic night, and I hope to do that. Possibly not Animazement, but I
Yeah.
hope to do that with other conventions when we're back up and running. So thanks everybody. I'm gonna put the links, of course, on the website, which is matinghabitsthemoderngeek.com. You can send us any questions or mail, or you can tell me that you want to put Sean on more, and I'll forward it to him at moderngeekcast@gmail.com. Follow us at Mating Habits. You can follow me at Kelly Disagrees. Where can they follow you?
Well, you can just go to alphacounter.com. It just takes me right to my Twitter. So it's at alphacounter. That's my Twitter. You can probably find my Facebook along the same lines. But really my Twitter is the best way to see what I'm talking about.
And I'll say it again. If you want to get on the Discord, you can just join the Patreon. It's patreon.com/matinghabits. We're having a good time over there. I'm going to try to get Sean to come over more. Just put it on his phone so he can chat with the rest of us. And and yeah, and you get to see exclusive video of me talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier. What more could you want? So thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Sean, for helping me out. And
Anytime, Kels.
we'll see you later. Bye.